So a couple days ago, I had a medical spa owner make a post in my Facebook group, Medical Spa Marketing and Sales Secrets. If you want to join that group, by the way, there's a link below. But he said that, he basically said that Facebook ads don't work. And he had a post explaining, all the things he's tried with Facebook ads and why it still wasn't working with his clinic. And I totally empathize with this man because it's very frustrating when you're trying something like Facebook ads. You're trying so many different things and you don't succeed. And it's tempting to make that same statement and say that Facebook ads don't work. But the problem with blanket statements like this is they ignore so many variables that come into play when you're running Facebook ads or Instagram ads or social media ads for your clinic. Really, any type of marketing for your clinic is subject to so many different variables. And I want to make this video to give you some of those variables, the most common ones, to give you an objective lens to view if marketing is actually working for your clinic. Because when you try something to market your business, like Facebook ads or YouTube ads or whatever it is, and it doesn't succeed, and then you say, this does not work in my business, you're cutting yourself off from the possibility of that ever working for you again, because you're making this negative belief statement that this thing won't work for me. And so I want to make this video because it's just very dangerous to make statements like that because you're cutting yourself off from having success. So that's why I'm making this video. I'm not making it to put this guy down or anything. I think it's just a really good learning opportunity to share with you guys and give you a better framework to decide if something's going to work in your clinic. Let's go through all the variables that come into play when you're launching Facebook ads for your business. And this applies to really any traffic source, whether it's Facebook or TikTok or Google. You can apply this to all these different sources. The first thing is the offer. Whenever you're advertising on a platform and it's not working, the very first thing you should look at is what actual offer am I putting out into the marketplace? And it turns out the majority of promotional offers that I see med spas make on the internet just aren't very good, meaning they're not compelling, they're not unique to that clinic. And so I'm not going to go through the whole framework for creating offers in this video, but if you want a strategy to really create offers that are going to make you stand out, if you click the link below, you can download my case study video, and I have a resource called the Offer Codex, which shows you how to create these offers. So that's honestly in 80% of cases when your ads aren't working, it's mostly the offer. So really make sure you go through that resource and ensure that you're creating some sort of promotion that's genuinely compelling and will make people get excited to come into your clinic. The second thing is the call to action. So when you make these ads, what are you actually asking people to do? If you're asking someone to just call your clinic directly from the ad, that can work, but in a lot of cases that won't work very well because if people they're on social media, right? They're scrolling around. They're not thinking, I can't wait till I can see an ad so I can call this med spa and book an appointment and buy a multi-$1,000 package. They're just not thinking about that. So instead of asking for someone to call your clinic, they should just be filling out a very simple form to get some sort of value, whether it's a coupon or if you have a case study video or if you have before and afters that you want to show them. The first step should simply be to capture their information so you can then follow up with that person. Also, don't lead a person to your website. A website is just a black hole of distraction. There's all these pages and things to click. People get overwhelmed and they're going to leave your website. So you don't want them to call you. You don't want them to go to your website. You want to take them to a simple squeeze page, an opt-in page, or a funnel. You might have heard this term as well. You simply capture their information and then you go to the next step, which is the follow-up. This is a huge thing that so many people get wrong. They run ads on the internet and they just think people are going to chase them down and cancel all their plans to book an appointment. Turns out that it's not the case at all. People these days are getting increasingly distracted, increasingly flaky, but that doesn't mean that they don't want to get results. It just means that you need to be very good with your follow-up to get these people in your clinic. So after someone clicks on your ad, they filter in information for the form. You ideally want to have someone call that person within 5 minutes. And you may be saying, okay, I've heard this before. It's just unrealistic for my clinic to be calling people within 5 minutes. Well, that's just the reality of the world we live in. The clinics who are willing to put in the resources to have someone call within 5 minutes are going to be the ones that win and take all your clients. So, and I get that, but what if calling your leads within 5 minutes was the number one thing that was going to propel your business forward in this next year? And it very well may be. A lot of people don't do this because they don't realize the importance of having a really strong follow-up system in place to get new clients. Personally, for me, for my agency, I have someone that calls the leads immediately. It makes a ton of money for me, and I don't understand why local businesses don't view it the same. So if you're running Facebook ads and you're not getting appointments and you're not calling leads within 5 minutes, you're not calling leads at all, it's not the ads that's not working. It's your follow-up that's not working. So make sure you have that in place before you say that Facebook ads don't work. Okay, the last thing is the appointment itself. So when you're booking these people in for the appointment, what's that appointment look like? Are you bringing them in just for a consultation? Are you bringing them in for an introductory treatment? Are they prepaying before they come in for the appointment? How are you actually running the consultation? Are you running them through a presentation? Are you showing them before and after after photos? Are you closing properly? Are you booking follow-ups properly? There's so many things that you need to take into account when you're judging whether Facebook ads work or don't work. Personally, what I've found in my agency is that when you're booking people in from Facebook ads, you want that appointment to have some sort of introductory experience, and it should have a consultation as well. And the great thing about that is people see treatments as more valuable than a consultation. So if you can add a treatment to that first appointment, you'll be able to collect prepayment for that appointment, and the person will actually show up for the appointment. If you're just doing a consultation, it's sometimes hard to collect a $50 consultation fee because people don't see that as inherently valuable and they won't be willing to pay. Another thing you can also do to make the delivery easier in this first visit is to not offer a treatment, but offer some sort of complimentary product when they show up for the appointment. That way you're just making it much more exciting for them to show up because they're getting something, as opposed to just being scared that they're gonna be sold something. And then with the appointment itself, if you just treat people coming in through Facebook like a walk-in, you're not gonna succeed. Because remember, this person doesn't know your business at all. They're simply scrolling online, they saw your ad, they clicked in. By the nature of social media platforms, can be very flaky. And that's just the name of the game. The great thing about Facebook and social media is it gets a ton of traffic. You can generate a lot of volume with the platforms, but people are just gonna be more flaky than a referral or someone searching through Google or someone coming in off the street. And so if you have that expectation in mind, you can then set up your whole system to accommodate the flakiness of these people that come in. That's why you wanna have amazing follow-up. That's why you wanna make the first appointment very compelling. That's why you wanna over-deliver when they get there and give them a really great experience. And when you do all these things correctly, you'll be able to convert all these flaky people who are otherwise being written off by all these other med spas who aren't willing to put in the work to design a really good sales process for these new patients coming in online. And that brings me to this last point, which is just this one mindset in general that can be very dangerous with a med spa owner or any other business. If I could just find that pocket of people, all I'd have to do is run an ad for a free consultation and those people would just come in. Now, although there may be some truth to that, there are pockets and places you can advertise that will bring a different quality of people than others. If you purely rely on finding these mythical pockets of perfect patients, it puts your business at huge disadvantage. Because when you do that, it doesn't incentivize you to design a really good sales process that can convert anyone coming in off the street. If your sales process isn't good enough that you need to find the perfect client to bring in, what happens when that specific traffic source dies out, or people move to a different area, or the cost of ads gets higher? You're subject to the whim of where you can find people, and you don't have the ability to just go to a place and bring in random people and convert them into long-term paying clients. So that's why when you're running ads, you're getting people that aren't super qualified, you should look at it as an opportunity to really improve your sales process to the nth degree. So even if you can't find the best clients in an area, you can turn them into good clients by having a really, really good process in your clinic. Because if you're having trouble getting patients in a certain area, it also means that your competitors are having trouble as well. So everyone's in the same boat. That's why if you can make one traffic source work better for you than a competitor, you're at a huge advantage because you can simply spend more money on those platforms to acquire more and more patients because those patients are going to be profitable for you on the back end. So to recap this video, be careful of blanket statements like Facebook ads don't work, X doesn't work in my area, I'm not a good salesperson. All these statements turn into beliefs after you say them enough times, and those beliefs will then turn into your actions and you'll be severely limited as a business person in the long run. Next is the specific variables that come into play when saying that Facebook ads work or don't work. The offer. Make sure your offer is amazing. You need to have the correct call to action. You need to have the correct follow-up, and you need to make sure your appointment structure is set up properly and that you're constantly improving your sales process. Lastly, when you are having trouble finding really good qualified patients for your practice, just see that as an opportunity to improve your sales process and make it even better. So when you do eventually find more qualified patients to come into your clinic, your sales process is gonna be that much better and you're gonna be able to make way more money from those clients coming in. So hope this video was helpful. Be careful of these blanket statements. This is bad. I'm not good at this. Make sure you really take stock of the things you're saying and look at the nuances to determine what's actually going on so you can make better decisions in your business.